concentrate, cause this 38 will be designated for all those who hate it like a test. Man, I contemplated. Your moves you lose, now your hot you gave me. New moves, more dudes, now the top you made me. Same rules, new crews, now the clutch you made me.
Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. And if you're not already with the LFR family, I'm going to need for you to hit that subscribe button right there, Jack. Go on, do me a favor and hit that thing. Hit it. Hit that thing. But hit it responsibly. Okay. We are about to check out something that I haven't seen done on YouTube yet. Not far as reactions are concerned. Maybe everybody's getting blocked from it. I don't know. But on Royce the 5'9's new album, Eminem did a skit where he was just giving his perspective on things. And I thought it was extremely powerful. A couple of my subscribers actually asked me to do this. It doesn't really have that many views. I don't know why, because when I heard it, man, it just blew my freaking mind. It blew my mind. So I want to share that with you guys, and hopefully you all enjoy it. But before we go forward, I have merch now. LFR family has merch now. So go in the descriptions below. The very first link, hit that joint, get you a t-shirt or a hoodie, and you get the cheat code. Basically what that means, if you send me confirmation either on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, saying that you got something, you go straight to the front of the line, and no matter what you want me to do a request on, I'll do it the very next day. It'll be posted the very next day with a shout out to you. Okay, guys, let's move forward. Let's get this done. Perspective. I'm gonna try not to interrupt too much. It's only 2 minutes, so let's go.
But you got people of all races, like, coming together and helping shape this from the ground up. So now you got little white kids growing up with black idols, and you got black kids growing up with white idols. And you got, it's just this whole mixing pot. Nothing has brought more races and more people from all different walks of life together than hip hop.
I like to agree with that. Like you're saying, you got black kids growing up with white idols, and you got white kids growing up with black idols. So hopefully one day there could be some sort of understanding. I know y'all don't want to hear this right here, but hopefully someday there could be some sort of understanding between M and MGK, because they both grew up in the slums. They both had horrible upbringings. They both had black idols growing up. They both, excelled in the black sport, which was hip hop. I think that'd be beautiful, man. And hopefully black people will start to accept him for what he does, man, rather than saying the little silly things they've been saying about him being a guest and all this other stuff. All right, let's go.
Walks of life together than hip hop. No music has done that. I don't think anything has done that as much as hip hop has. So in the same token, I can understand the frustration being that, damn near every form of music, period, was created by black people. So you got Chuck Berry, you got Rosetta Tharpe, and rock and roll is starting to get some attention, but then along comes Elvis.
You understand what he's saying right there? Yeah, Chuck Berry, who was running Sugar Honey Iced Tea pretty much. I mean, he was pretty much jump starting everything with rock and roll. And then comes, a white guy with a whole lot of spunk, a whole lot of talent, pretty boy, the ladies loved him. And he pretty much took over and became the face of rock and roll. So that caused a wedge, that caused a problem in the black community.
Rock and roll is starting to get some attention, but then along comes Elvis. And people are acting like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. You've seen it before, but you might not have seen a white person do it to this level. So now he sells the most records and people are calling him the king of rock and roll, right? But on the flip side of the coin, if I'm a black kid growing up in, let's say, the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, right? And I'm looking on TV and nobody looks like me and it's very stereotypical, and I'm looking at toys and everything is white. The fucking action figures are all white. The fucking superheroes are all white. Like, maybe there's one or two black superheroes mixed in there with mostly white.
Shout out to Mr. T from the A-Team. Mr. T from the A-Team, a couple of wrestlers. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else was black in those times that was action figures? Was there a G.I. Joe that was black? But basically what he's saying is that, you understand what he's saying. He's saying that, you know, from the black community, everything that they look at from the TV standpoint, entertainment-wise, seems to be whitewashed. And we get it, because your audience, you feel like your audience, the people who can afford your TV sets back then, or the people that, the way that the country was, and you are only catering to a certain demographic, there were other demographics left out. And because of that, you know, black people had to pretty much be creative and trying to figure out something that they could create for themselves, because things like rock and roll was being taken and so forth and so on. All right.
Superheroes are all white. Like, maybe there's one or two black superheroes mixed in there with mostly white. I don't know how I grow up and not have a chip on my shoulder. On the other flip side of that coin...
You understand that, right? You understand that? You see all of that bull, sugar, honey, iced tea, and you grow up with an attitude. You grow up trying to change it. You're like, why aren't we represented? That's the whole thing right there. Why aren't we represented?
On the other flip side of that coin, we don't get to choose our parents. We don't get to choose what color we're born. It's more about, at that point it becomes, you're born, here you are, you're what color you are, you're what nationality you are, and then it's what you do with it, right? To make a difference. To make a difference. To make a difference.
And basically, I mean, he just ended it with, you know, nobody asks to be here. Nobody asks to be here. When we're making love to our other, and we're practicing our pull-out game, and this unplanned blessing is born. They aren't aware of what type of world we're bringing them in. So when we do bring them in this world, we don't necessarily give them a blueprint on how to navigate through the bull, sugar, honey, iced tea that they will have to navigate through. Things such as racism, things such as discrimination, you know what I mean? And all these different systems that are set up. So the reason why I think this skit was so important to me and is important to hip hop is because here is this white rapper who is considered the greatest rapper of all times by many, not by all, but by many. But he's in a black sport, and he understands that regardless of my talent, there is a high likelihood that because of my skin color, I was given a cheat code, and I was sent to the front of the line to be able to perform and show the world my gifts before you could, or my reach was a lot more vast than your reach, because there are people out there that look like me that have this shock and awe. When I say like me, I'm talking about like Eminem. There are people out there that look like Eminem who aren't used to somebody who can rap at such a high level. I mean, they're used to Vanilla Ice. They're used to, you know, other artists that came before him who weren't as good as he is. So when he was able to do it, his net was able to go out a little wider. People who were rock and roll fans became fans of his. People who were pop fans became fans of his. Whereas when a black person raps, only black people take them in. You know what I mean? Only people who are fans of R&B, rhythm and blues, or soul music, or, you know what I mean? That was a much smaller market. So he's just acknowledging that I do understand. I get it. I see why there will be people out there who will be pissed off that I say things like I'm the king of this sugar honey iced tea, or, you know, I'm can nobody rap better than me? This is my, you know what I mean? He don't really walk around with that type of, you know, that type of persona, you know, that type of flamboyance or anything like that. But of course he's sure of himself because he studies his craft. He reads a lot. You know, he makes sure that what he puts out is above and beyond what anybody else will put out. And that in and of itself is deserving of the praise that he gets from a lot of people in the hip hop culture. But there are people, because of this of his shade, who won't accept him as that level. They will try to demean him and put him back down to, whoa, chill out. This is still our sport. We let you play. You are still a guest. So that's why when he did that interview with Crook, he was saying, I don't know what, you know, Lord Jamar's issue is with me, because I never said I wasn't a guest of hip hop. I get it. I get it. It was created because you all felt the need and the necessity to be able to explain your way of living and your life and your pains and your ills and your hoods and your everything that went on in your culture. You all created that so that you can be able to explain that and be able to dance to it and create your own lane. I get it. And I appreciate y'all letting me in. But dude, I've earned the right to be called, you know, a great rapper, you know, be at the same level as your best rapper. So that's pretty much what this was about, man. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if y'all, how you may take it. Let me know in the comments below how you took it. But I thought it was important to do this. That's the only reason why I did it. Don't know how many views it's going to get. It already does not have many views, but prayerfully, it goes further and people go back to the original. I care less. The original link will be below. So I can care less about my own views, but I would like for you to go to the views below in the original video and check out ROYCE's original post, and or go check out his album altogether because the joint is dope. So that's all I have. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed already, please be sure to do so on your way out the door. You see what I just did? Bars, nigga. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.